These books transport you to a galaxy far, far away. The New York Times. Betelgeuse is dimming again. Science Alert. What are time crystals and why are they so essential? SwordsToday.ie. An asteroid the size of a Tesla just made the closest flyby of Earth on record. Forbes. Galactus is coming. Mysterious heartbeat detected in cosmic cloud. IGN India. Cosmic heartbeat discovered in gas cloud synced with a black hole by Arecibo, Fermi telescopes. First post. NASA scientists say a magnetic anomaly above our planet is going to split in half. CTV News. Physicist predicts the mind-boggling number of years before the universe ends. Sci-Fi Wire. Teach your children to think of screen time like food and regulate junk, says expert. CBC.ca. You can watch a spacecraft leave the International Space Station live online on Tuesday. Thriller.